your developers are shipping 30% more code. Your release dates haven't moved an inch. That's the Copilot trap, and every dollar you've spent on AI, making it worse. I've diagnosed this exact failure in a dozen orgs. 200 engineers, 20 years, and the tell is always the same. The blame lands on people before anyone looks at the system. Priya ran a 90-person engineering org. Her decision latency was 60%. She got it to 18. Same team, same tools, same AI seats. And I'm going to show you the system she used. 4 layers. Pace, and the layer at the end is the one almost every org skips. Stay for effective execution. That's where 60 becomes 18. Speed without alignment isn't progress. It's just noise. Priya bought Copilot for her entire team. Build time dropped. PR volume went up. The team even found time to refactor a billing module they'd been avoiding for months. She felt like the investment was finally working. Then she pulled her lead time chart. Coding time, down. Total cycle time, flat. She walked into her next leadership sync and asked one question. What are we actually trying to get faster at? 7 people in the room, 6 different answers. Her engineers were measuring lines of code and PR volume. Leadership was measuring time from commit to production. Nobody had ever put those 2 numbers in the same sentence before the Copilot spend happened. Here's what that wall actually looks like. The bottleneck isn't the keyboard. It's the handoff. PR open. Code review. QA wait. Security wait. Cab wait. Deploy. The coding part shrinks. The waiting part stays exactly the same. Priya's QA team wasn't slow. They were disconnected. Nobody had designed how engineering and QA talked once a PR merged. So, QA found out about new work the same way they always had. Checking a queue. Security worked the same way. Changes landed in a shared inbox with no risk tier, no urgency flag. Everything got the same weight regardless of what it touched. And the cab? Leaders felt in control because they saw every change. Teams waited a week for a 15-minute approval on something that already met every written standard. 3 gates, 3 improvised handoffs, and each one added days nobody was counting. Here's the formula to count them. Here's how to know if your AI investment is making delivery slower in just 60 seconds. Bear with me. Take your last 10 tickets. For each one, measure 2 things. Total time from in progress to deployed, and total time spent waiting in approval states. QA hold, security queue, cab review. Anywhere the work is done, but something is blocking the ship. Divide the wait time by the total time, and that is your decision latency percentage. Priya ran it. 10-day ticket, 2 days of actual build, 6 days waiting on QA, security, and the cab. 60%. Priya didn't have a 10-day delivery process. She had a 2-day build process trapped inside an 8-day permission system. Why'd 6 of those 10 days disappear into waiting? Nobody owned the call. QA waited because policy required sign-off but didn't say whose or by when. Security reviewed everything because no one had authority to tier the risk. The cab existed because no single person was accountable for the ship decision. When no one owns the decision, everyone waits for a meeting, and meetings don't ship software. Under 20, you're healthy. Over 40, your system is working against your team. Over 60, you don't have a delivery problem anymore. You have a crisis. Speed comes from moving decisions closer to the work, not from pushing engineers harder. Priya started with QA. He automated the regression path. Same test that ran manually before, now run on every build, and saved human QA for novel risk, not repeated permission. She defined novel risk in 3 sentences anyone on the team could read. If a change touches a path the automated tests already cover, it moves. If it introduces a new integration or a new data flow, it gets human eyes. The decision moved from the calendar to the criteria. Security came next. She tiered the risk in writing. Low risk flows through automated gates. High risk gets human attention, but jumps the shared queue. One document and the team knows which path before they touch the keyboard. Then she killed the cab. No, didn't reform it. She killed it. A cab is a weekly meeting where leaders sign off on every change before it ships. It looks like rigor, but it's latency with a calendar invite. She replaced it with the written criteria and named owners, because if the change meets the criteria, it ships. No meeting. If it doesn't, someone has a conversation, not a calendar event. See, the decision moved from one board to the team, and the team could finally move without asking for permission. Priya's 60% dropped to 18. Same team, same tools, same AI seats. She aligned the team on what winning meant. She designed the handoffs instead of improvising them. She put names on every decision gate. Then she moved those decisions off calendars and into criteria the team could act on. Those 8 days, she was trapped inside. They don't exist anymore. That's pace. Here's your homework. Run the decision latency audit on your last 10 tickets. Over 40%, your AI investment is accelerating the queue, not the delivery. Over 60, stop buying tools and start fixing the system. Drop your number in the comments. I'll tell you which pace layer to hit first. If you recognize your org in Priya's story, hit subscribe. One pace layer fix every week. Now get to work.